Alrighty, guys, welcome everybody to this video slash interview, if we want to call that. I'm joined by a very, very special guest today, Ben, who I've known for a good amount of time now, and it's been a couple of years. And in this video, in this segment, I kind of want to just dive into Ben's story, who he is. Gonna ask some questions around like what he's currently doing, some of the results that he's seeing, also like some of the businesses he's tried and stuff like that. But before we dive into any specific questions that I had, do you want to just give like the audience a quick overview of who you are, and kind of like your story there?
Yeah, sure, no problem. So essentially, my name is Ben. I actually came across Trevor like many years ago. I think 2021, back in his affiliate marketing days. Maybe you guys watch the channel. If you scroll way back down, you'll see affiliate marketing videos. I came across him then. I actually I invested into the thing he was promoting. I ran my own affiliate marketing business. Then I did some appointment setting, ran my own business, doing setting again. But we'll break all that down now in this video. But essentially, I've been in the space now for I'd say I think 3 years. I've done lots of different businesses, and
Turned
yeah,
into a grandpa in the space. 3 years already. It's
yeah, I know.
crazy.
I've been around. I've seen done lots of things, like made loads of mistakes, seen lots of wins. It's been very interesting so far.
Yeah, and taking back to like when you first got started with making money online,
Mm,
um, I kind of want to dive in because a lot of the people that watch my content are people that are like first looking into making money online. Maybe they've like tried a couple business models,
yeah.
but like what was the main reason you wanted to do making money online? Like why not just go get a job or like go to university or
hmm Yeah, that's a really good question. I guess for me, like when I think I was like 18, 19. I was around 19 when I first got involved. So what happened was I was in school. I had just finished school, and obviously everybody around me was talking about what's next. Oh, it's
Yeah.
college, it's this and that. And I knew that I didn't want to go to college. I just knew it wasn't good. But at the same, like, I just wasn't for me. I knew I looked at, like, for example, my family, people who have been working a job for like,
Did your parents like want you to go to college?
yeah. So essentially, like this is the big thing. So my parents really wanted to push me to college. They weren't like forcing me, but like in their minds, it's like college is the best way to make money, so you need
Yeah.
to go. Do you know what kind of way? That's because that's just where they came from. That was their belief system. And I knew I didn't want to go, but at the same time, I was a bit younger. I didn't know what I wanted. So
Yeah.
I just said, oh, it might be fun. I literally kid you not, my very first day in college, that first class, I was 10 minutes in. I was just sitting there, listening to the lecturer, saying to myself, why the fuck am I here?
So you
It's
actually
weird.
so you actually ended up going.
Yeah, I did go
Okay.
because, like I said, I didn't know at the time what I wanted.
Yeah.
I actually came across you. I remember I used to send, okay, here's the funny thing. I was scrolling on TikTok and I just found Trevor posting affiliate marketing content. I
Yeah.
actually emailed you a few times because I didn't know anything about DMs. I emailed you a few times trying to learn
Yeah.
more about, hey, can you help me get involved? But this is like summer before college. But what really made me decide I'm going to go all in and try to make this work was I was learning about affiliate marketing, got involved in it. I actually went to college because, like I said, I didn't know what I wanted. I was still lost. I said, oh, I thought maybe college might be good. It
Yeah.
wasn't until I got there, I actually did a business type degree because I thought, oh, it teach me business. And the very first thing that like I walked in, just the conversations and the mindset, the lecturers, they were like talking about big businessmen. They were like, oh, if I had that money, I wouldn't be here, but let's keep working. And just the way it was just like, I think you ever heard the term like, business teachers in college are like fake teachers. It's like that. Like
Well,
they're
yeah, I
just
mean, like you can't learn how to run a business from somebody who doesn't
exactly,
run a
yeah, exactly,
business. So,
exactly. And what I learned was in college, they didn't teach me how to run a business. They taught me how to work in one, like just be
yeah.
like an work in admin, or just be a secretary. It wasn't actually business. And that's when I said, okay, I don't want to work a 9 to 5 for the next 30, 40 years and just slave my life away. I want to have more life freedom. I wanted to live life on my own terms. So then that's why when I went all in on affiliate marketing, that was the very first business model. It's because the one I found at the time. I think it was like 2021. It was trendy on TikTok. It was
Was that
like
like the
that's
first business model that you like actually tried?
yeah, it was. It was
Okay,
the very
nice.
first business model. Now, would I recommend someone who's a complete beginner to do that? Fuck no. It's not a bad business. It
Yeah.
can work, but at the same time, with me, to run an affiliate marketing business, like the kind of business we were running, or
Yeah.
growing a product, you'd have to create content on social media to attract people, like leads to your business. You have to create websites, funnels, like to actually, the whole sales process for the lead, email sequences as well. I guess good proper DM conversations like appointment setting. Obviously, 19-year-old me, I had no clue because there was
Yeah.
just so many
Or you have to
moving.
run ads, which is even harder.
Yeah, obviously I had no money to run ads. I was
Yeah.
starting from scratch.
Yeah.
But yeah, like with that business, I always say this. I think it's like a good like just to show how far I've came. I made around $20 in I think 5 or 6 months of doing that.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, it was really bad. But it's because like with that type of business, like affiliate marketing, there's just so many pieces, like
Yeah.
filming content to bring in people, um, and also like building websites, funnels, DMs. It's too much in the beginning. And then the next thing I did after that was, well, actually, very first thing what I did was I invested in a small little program you and your business partner Alex at the time had. It was
Yeah.
like a cohort type thing. It
Yep.
was like a month TikTok coaching. I made a few sales with affiliate marketing, got involved, but then what I saw in my mind was the opportunity. Okay, I see affiliate marketers making this kind of money, but I see Alex and Trevor. They help people with affiliate marketing, but they actually have an info product, which
Right.
is
Yeah. This was at the start, just for the audience. This was like at the
yeah,
start when Alex and I first started our business.
yeah, yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, but essentially I saw that and I said, okay, I actually could run a coaching offer too. I could do infopod like that. But since I had not a lot of experience, but at the same time I had done affiliate marketing for many months, then when I started working with you guys, I started making some sales, got better. I had the bright idea to run a program where I would help affiliate marketers make their first sale online. Very
Mhm.
simple because it was something I could do. Do you know what I mean? I
Yeah.
wanted to make sure I could provide results. That was my first business. I did that for, I would say,
And this was a coaching program, right?
exactly. It was a coaching
Yeah.
program to help affiliate marketers make their first sale online. And essentially
Yeah.
kind of that was the premise. It got a bit more after that. I started, eventually turned into helping you make your first like 1K month or 1K sale. Just
Sure.
it got better, but that's basically how it was. I would say from January 2022 until January 2023, that whole year I did that business. Now the most I scaled to was 10K a month with that business. That was the highest month I made cash collected.
Real quick,
But
kind of
then I
like
actually,
pausing on that. When you hit your first 10K month there, because I'm like pretty familiar, but I figured the
yeah,
audience would want to know, like how hard were you like working to do that?
yeah. So, how when I was doing that, when I was in a 10K month, it sounds nice, but to be honest, like it was. Here's the thing: what I was good at. My business was run. I film content on social media to attract affiliate marketers. At that time, it's like a year into my journey. I'm better at content now. I get the clients. I was very good at appointment setting, so DM conversations, booking calls with me, then actually taking the sales call good, which was fine. But then the next part then was the fulfillment side, the client fulfillment,
Yep.
building a good client success system. And eventually I had to hire VAs to help me with like other tasks. I had a VA that was helping me do some setting. I had a lot more to do. So essentially, um, it's great making 10K a month, but then once they're actually in, you have so much stuff to do. And the problem
Yeah.
was I was really bad at the fulfillment. Not because I wasn't trying to help my clients. I gave everything I could, but at the same time, it was just it's funny how it like with a B2C coaching program where I would help 9 to 5ers, I kind of turn into a mindset coach because
Yeah.
I could be in the program and the people like a lot of these affiliate marketers, it was just the industry. The affiliate marketers would come to my program with a dream, make
Yep.
10K a month. 2 weeks in, they'd start complaining. They wouldn't be working as hard.
Yeah.
I would be trying to do what I could, but it just wasn't working out. Like they weren't doing their bits and they weren't getting results. And it was just a whole thing. And it just was like when I bring on a new client, I was like, because I knew like the next 3 months with this person again, not because I didn't want to work with them, but I just like I knew the track record. They'd come in excited, and then I'd have to basically like completely switch their mindset. Or
Yeah.
this is a business; it's
Real
not a
quick
side.
to kind of just like pause so the audience is fully aware. Like if
Yeah,
you know anything about the affiliate marketing industry, basically it's the make money online industry with like the BS YouTube thumbnails and clickbait on like steroids. Like
Oh
people
yeah.
sell the dream so much, like so hard to people that you can make like 10K in your first 30 days. Um, and what that does is it generates sales, but then when you have like somebody who's actually trying to like help, like Ben here, then all these clients come in with like false expectations that they're going to make money super, super quick. And then they end up working with him, and then they realize that, oh shit, making money online is actually kind of hard, which it is. And then like he has to deal with their mindset and have to like almost like retrain them on how to view it. So yeah,
Mhm.
that can
Yeah.
definitely be annoying.
Yeah. That was like the big thing really. It was like I'd work with the clients, but it was just like, like I said, they were sold in a dream, and you have to change that around. And like that was the reason why I chose then to actually walk away from that business, because I just didn't feel like the work was very fulfilling for me. I didn't want, because it was with the specific audience as well, like trying to like work with affiliate marketers. Like I personally wouldn't do that nowadays, because like I said, it's like like you said, it's a very industry that's very dream soul like, and then
Yeah.
people get in and they realize, oh, this is not what I want. It's not what I thought it was going to be. It's not what the person on TikTok said. So I just stopped that. And then I looked at for myself and kind of what I wanted to do differently. And I was actually good at setting, good at sales.
Hmm.
I did that for a while. This is like now timeline wise, this is like 2023. So from 2022 to 2023, I did affiliate marketing coaching. Then started 2023. I
Started appointment setting.
Yep, I started doing setting. I think I actually did some setting for you and Alex back
Yep.
in the day. It
Yep.
was like Facebook outreach, and I did a few other things as well. But big problem back then was I wasn't really able to find a really good offer to work
Yeah.
on that could make me loads of money. That was the issue. I didn't have really actually know how to really find a good offer. But then, this is a couple of months into 2023 now. I would say maybe April time. I was still good at setting. I was just finding it difficult to find a good offer. I was speaking to a couple of people, actually you as well included, a few other friends, and you guys gave me the bright idea of, okay, you could actually run a coaching offer on teaching people appointment setting, because with the affiliate marketing, I was good at selling it. I was good at the sales process. It was just the fulfillment side and dealing with the clients. That was the part I wasn't not my strongest point. I didn't really enjoy, but I was good at setting. So I said, okay, I could actually do setting instead.
Yeah.
And that's what I did then. From I'd say April up until again January 2024, April 2023 to January 2024, that's what I did. Appointment setting coaching. And I got some pretty good results. Maybe if you guys see, there's a video on here, a guy called Fabio that he did with Trevor. He's actually one of my students back in the day. So
Yep.
I had some good, successful students from the appointment setting program. And I did that for a while. Again, though, a big issue I had was I wasn't very good at content at the time, like creating content, building like a big personal brand, getting the because I guess the biggest issue I had was lead generation at the end of the day. Really, like lead generation, I was really scraping for every lead that came in. I tried to scrape as much as I could because I didn't
Yeah.
have much people to work with. And even as well, just there was other moving pieces, like eventually looking at hiring a team and building out like SOPs. And essentially, I came to the point where I was in a similar position to the marketing business, but with the appointment setting and with my appointment setting business and just running the business as a whole, honestly, I just didn't have enough skills. I looked at myself in the mirror and I said, I don't have enough skills to scale past a certain amount. Because running a
Yeah.
business, like, it's not just you make money from a client happy days,
Yeah.
fulfillment, building a team, like building systems, managing it. Like, just so much involved in the business. And I actually said to myself, I'm going to go back to basics. And I decided to just do appointment setting for myself with the idea to find a really good info product to work with, like an
Find
info
a good
product,
offer. Yeah. Yeah.
a really good appointment setting offer to just learn. Because I think I started a business because I thought business is, you have to start a business to make enough money. And you can start a business, but I think if you start a business and you don't have, many skills, or you're not good in each sector, it could potentially fail, because a business isn't
Yeah.
just, okay, happy days, you close the clients. There's just so much more to deal with.
Yeah.
There's so much more. I see like CEOs, like they have a million things to do. And I just wasn't ready at the time. So
Yeah. Especially
now,
when you're kind of in like the 0 to 10K per month where you don't really have like a team, you don't have like a whole ton of money to like be able to create leverage. It's kind of just a grind. And not only
mm,
is it a grind where you have to work hard, but also like you need to be proficient at your skills. Otherwise, it's just gonna blow up in your face, basically.
Yeah, exactly. Because like running a really successful business, like if you see people who make like 50K a month business, 100K plus per month, it's the team. The team
Yeah,
is what gets them
absolutely.
there. It's not them. Because like I'll touch base about it in a few minutes, but the offer I work in, if the two business owners around that, if they did everything, they'd collapse. There's just
They
so
wouldn't make
much
like
work.
they wouldn't make any more than like 20K a month by
Yeah,
themselves.
if they're
Yeah,
lucky, like because there's just, but like my point is, there's just so much involved in the business, and like you said, if you don't have the skills needed, because at the same time, if you're building a team, you have to manage their emotions, make sure they're in check, keep them accountable, and there's loads of other things, keeping clients accountable, dealing with refund requests, unhappy
yeah,
people, ads not working, content not performing. I'm saying that on purpose because there's so much involved.
yeah, yeah,
So that's why I said to myself, okay, I would still like to run a business, but I'm going to actually take a few steps back and actually learn,
yeah,
approach with the mindset of learning. So I did what I preached, and I actually did some outreach. I looked for a really good appointment setting offer to work on. We can actually talk about more of how that process works if you'd like, but I found a really good offer, I would say around March this year
yep,
as a setter. And I've been there ever since, just like grinding, learning, and I love it.
yeah, yeah. And I'm just curious though, because you kind of had like two periods where you went from running a business to like going back to something, I guess like easier, you can call it.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the wrong word, but like what made you go back to doing appointment setting and remote sales both times? Like why that business model and why not try something else out there?
hmm Yeah. So like with remote sales, it was just like that kind of business model. It just really interested me. And when I had my own businesses, like I know like it's kind of funny, like it happened twice. Like last year I tried the setting myself, but like I said, I couldn't find a good offer. But with running a business, my favorite things to do were appointment setting and
Yeah.
sales because when you close a deal on a sales call, like the adrenaline is something else,
Yeah.
especially like when you like maybe when you're first starting out or whatever. And just in general, like it was a task that I had no problem doing all day. I really enjoyed it. But then
Yeah.
the other parts of business I wasn't much of a fan of. Do you know what I mean? I just really
Creating
enjoyed,
content and all that.
yeah, I didn't like that. And I just
Yeah.
felt like it was just all over the place. So I preferred remote sales. I actually liked the business model. I thought you can make very good money with it. And it's just, I think even with sales, like you actually become an even better person. You
Sure.
get more confident, you get better at like mastering your tone, good at actually understanding psychology of people, what makes people buy. I actually just really enjoyed doing remote sales. It was essentially fulfilling work for me.
Yeah. Yeah. And so with the offer that you're currently working in right now, can you walk me through a little bit of like the results that you're seeing inside of that offer compared to when you were first like still pretty good at appointment setting, but just like struggling to find an offer?
Yeah, so a year ago when I tried to do appointment setting by myself and I couldn't find a really good offer, I would say I was making I would say around, I think it was under 1K a month. It was not 1K a month. I'd say it was 800, 700. It was pretty low because I just couldn't
Yeah.
find a good offer. But now, the offer I'm in, the highest month I've made so far is like 5K in commissions,
Dang.
purely just as a DM setter. Like
Yeah.
it's actually insane. Like, but that's it. And it's all because of the offer. Now, yes, I am pretty good at it. I'm confident, but really it's the offer because like
Yeah.
the offer I'm in, it's they're two Airbnb coaches and they have a huge personal brand on Instagram and YouTube. They have a lot of leads coming in, very interested in working with them. So there's tons of people to work with. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's really the make or break with setting. If you can be an amazing appointment setter, you can be the most skilled setter in the world, maybe even better than me and you. But if you are on a crappy offer, like you're not going to make much money. But
Yeah.
even if you're an average setter, if you're on a really good offer, you have still potential to make a lot of money. It's simply the offer.
Yeah. And that's actually what was gonna like I had this question written down because I think it's so important. What percentage of success in appointment setting do you think comes to the offer versus the skill? Like, is it like
Mm,
80% has to do with the offer and only like 20% has to do with the skill? Or like, how do you kind of see that?
that's a good question because um, it's not okay. if you're doing setting, you have to know what you're doing because in the company
Yeah.
I'm working with, I've actually seen some setters go like when I was in my first month, we took on a new setter, but he only lasted 2 weeks because he was crap. And even though
Mm.
there's same leads, the same people coming in,
Yeah.
so I don't know if I can give a good percentage, but I would nearly say I wouldn't say 50-50. I think the offer is a bit more for me. But if you stink, you're not going to make any money.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like you have to understand what you're doing. And it's funny when I was first doing setting originally, even with my own business and even like as myself, I think I've kind of came to the insight myself that I've learned like the difference between a setter that makes, for example, 1 to 2K a month compared to a setter that makes 4 to 5K a month. It really is the skill. Because, for example, a lot of setters would be in the DMs and because I know myself, I have the experience. A lot of setters in the mindset of booking the call, go
Yeah.
for the call. Because that's how they make money, right? If you don't book calls, you don't make money. But I've
Yeah.
learned from experience that's actually not the most efficient way to do it because if you're just going for a call, you're not actually building enough value to lead or building enough
Yeah.
rapport. And
You could just like
actually,
jam people into a call and then they just no show.
yes, if you just jam them in, do simple qualification. Okay, what's your goal? How much money? Great, boom, have fun. No,
Yeah.
like doing more in DMs. Like for example, like the way I look at it, like the results that took me like from like okay, for example, in my very first month in this company, I made I think 3K a month. Still very good, but even I knew myself I wasn't great. The offer helped to play the part there, but I
Sure.
wasn't the best. But what got me to 5K a month as a setter was doing more. Like in the DMs, for example, actually having a more in detail conversation with these. Like for example, okay, I'll use my business model. I'm obviously in the Airbnb space. If someone says to me, "Oh, my goal is to achieve time and location freedom with Airbnb," an average setter would say, "Okay, cool. And how much money do you have to invest in this?" And just move on to the next question.
Yeah. Like just like buy the program.
Exactly. but
Where,
what
yeah.
but what
Go
I
ahead.
do now is if someone says to me, "Yeah, I want to achieve time and location freedom," I would take the time to explain how this business can get them there and then ask my next question. And it's only a small tweak, but in the prospect's mind, like they see business owners taking time to really explain to them how
Yeah.
they can get there and just building them more value like in their mind and making this business more valuable to see because if you just speed a conversation ask question book call go the prospect probably will just feel like this guy's trying to sell me trying to get me to a call like it's not the same but if you take your time and really provide value like I said I guess the best example you could do any offer even if you're on Amazon FBA offer someone says yeah I'd love to achieve time freedom. You can explain how Amazon FBA can get you there before like asking the next question. Essentially, just like kind of acknowledging what they say, building rapport with them, actually having a good quality conversation. And yeah, it takes more time, but it really does pay off because you make the closer's life way easier, essentially.
Yeah. So almost by like you just putting in the extra like 10, 20% effort that most people don't do, you're seeing like the 80% of results that most people don't.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, it's insane like how much of results. Because I think a lot of setters think that like the idea is just to book calls, which it is, but
You
what
have to
I've
book the
seen
right
really
calls. Yeah.
exactly what I've seen if a really good setter, if you can pre-handle objections in DM, so of course building value, but also pre-handling objections. Like I've seen, for example, um, what I've seen, like I said, the setter that got let go of the company I worked with a couple of months back. An example he would do is if someone would say, "Oh, but like, yeah, I'd love to start this business, but like, I'm just a bit scared." What he would do is, "Yeah, that's no problem. Let's get you in a call, break down how we can do this, have you over fear."
Let the
That can
closer
work.
deal with it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Let the closer deal with it. But that can work. And also, I've done this before in the past, so I'm guilty of it as well. But that can work. But what I've noticed makes the closer's life even better and increases the probability of you making a sale is actually handling that. So in the DMs, take a step back instead of jumping to the call. Okay, yeah, no worries. I guess what's making you feel afraid of starting this business?
Right.
They'll tell you their fear, and then you handle it. And then once you kind of explain, if they say, "Oh, I'm afraid that it won't work out," or something like that, you can explain why it will work out or how to make sure you do find success or whatever it may be. And if you say, "Yeah, does that kind of make sense? Do you still feel afraid, or does that help clarify?" yeah, that's amazing. I'm not afraid anymore. Fantastic. Move on.
Then you move
Point
in.
is,
Yeah.
yeah, point is pre-handling problems before. And yeah, that's really a kind of a big advice that I've learned when it comes to setting. Offered, of course, helps, but you also have to be good at what you do and really kind of really have good quality conversations. Don't fall into, I've made the mistake, don't fall into the trap of just following the script word for word,
Yeah.
because that'll actually bite you in the ass later on. So
Sure.
taking your
Yeah.
time, really listening to what they are, reading what they say, and like I said, building value. If they say I want to achieve a certain goal, instead of just like rushing to the next question, ask them, okay, or dive deeper and explain how the business can help them get there. That kind of stuff, that kind of makes sense.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And I think that's super valuable for anybody, watching that's in a setting role right now. Just by putting in a little bit more effort, you can make like so much more money in your setting position. You're 20, you're 22, right? 21,
Yes, I'm 22.
22, 22. What do your parents think of all this stuff?
I mean, they're fine with it now. Like obviously, when I left college, like, well, I left that part out. I left college around January 2022. I just
Hmm.
left. I know a lot of people would say, "Oh, I have to make sure that I have something coming in. I can't leave yet." I just left. I
Or just
said,
like they want to finish like the year so they
"Yeah,
can
I
have
did.
that under their, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't see the point. I just left. I just left straight away. Obviously, they were not impressed when that happened first, as you can imagine.
Yeah.
But now they're chill. They're happy. They don't think any less of me at all. They're like, they know I make money. They've seen me travel to certain places, and they're like, yeah, like Ben's doing great. So they're
Yeah.
happy now. It's they're happy now because they see, um, okay, he was even college when he was a bit younger. How is he going to make it? Is he going to make money? But now that they see I'm making money and I'm chill and I'm living my own life, they're like, yeah, he's perfect. Like he's fine.
Yeah. Yeah. And can you walk me through? Because I know you mentioned traveling, and I know we've traveled together a couple times. Like, walk me through, um, like what finding success in remote sales and appointment setting has allowed you to do. Because obviously it's remote work, so we
Yes,
were
yeah,
doing it from Mexico and all that stuff.
yeah, yeah. Like that's like the best thing about like remote sales, in my opinion. Like, yes, it's still a job. It's not actually running a business. You're still doing the work, whether it be
Yeah,
closing, setting, whatever. But you have that freedom to choose where you work, where you want to work. Unlike a job, like I guess my biggest problem with like a 9 to 5 for me personally was I didn't like the idea of just you have to go to the same place every single day. You
same
can't
time every day. Yeah,
exactly, you have no control.
yeah,
But for example, I actually like myself, Trevor, and a few others, we went to Mexico like I think 2 years ago,
yeah,
and we still worked. We made a fuck ton of money, but we were in Mexico working. And on the
yeah,
weekends we went scuba diving and doing shit like that. But point is, working a job would have never allowed me to do that, like a normal nine
yeah,
to five. But even if you run a business or a simple setter, you can still travel and work wherever you want in the world. You have that freedom. So
yeah.
that for me is one of my favorite things of being like in remote sales. The fact that I can just like work wherever I like and go wherever I want in the world.
What's the coolest place you've traveled to, or like what's your number one so far?
That's a good. That's a good question. I honestly I have to say Mexico because
Hmm.
it like for me like I'm from Ireland, so I'm literally across the world,
Yeah.
and doing that huge trip completely by myself. Like I paid for everything. Parents did nothing. I literally told them 2 days before I was going. Um, but yeah, just that whole journey. And even I was 20 at the time, a little bit younger, and just yeah, just going there, just like different environments. It was a great environment to work in. We did lots of cool things. And I think that for me has been my personal favorite because it was my first big trip away with this whole make money online thing. It was the first trip that make money online funded completely for. And that was like I've been to like Portugal as well. I've been to other places in Europe. But for me,
Canaries.
yeah,
Yeah.
I've been to Canaries with you as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, Mexico, my favorite,
Yeah.
100%. What about
Got
you?
it. I would say that Mexico is probably up there too. I mean, I
Yeah,
love going to Florida. That's why I'm moving there, but
yeah,
Mexico is even more exotic than Florida. So I really like the fact that we were all just like in the same Airbnb. The Wi-Fi was nowhere near perfect, but we were all just like waking
yeah,
up super early, like working all day. and then like on the weekends, we did scuba diving and
Yeah,
stuff like that.
exactly.
So
Yeah.
just a
That's
just a good environment to be around.
exactly. That's what I was gonna say. Like, I think like if you can like really like, I know it's difficult, especially if you're like in a small town where no one does any online stuff. Try
Yeah,
your best to like find a good environment because you actually will just make more money because
yeah,
you're in a better environment. Like if you're in an environment where everyone's like working 9 to 5 around you, bad mindset, even if it's your hometown, like it actually will affect you or it'll hold you back from making.
100%.
Yeah, like you might not even realize it, but it actually will hold you back because there's even I know it's myself. Like when I'm at home a lot, there's these self-limiting beliefs that crawl into my brain. I'm like, where did you come from? Oh, right, it's the environment I'm in. I'm hearing
Yeah,
everything. It's kind of sinking in. So if you're in an environment with like 20K a month closers, for example, or 8-figure company CEOs, like you're going to make more money if you're just with them and just like absorbing what they say and what they
yeah.
act and how they like. You're ultimately going to also be successful. So just find the right people to connect with, really, and just like that also help you making more
Absolutely. Yeah. And I think that's so important. Now, I've got a little bit of a curveball question here. Well,
money. Okay.
maybe not so much, but I think that like sales, appointment setting and closing, whichever one you do, I think they're both skills that you can never fully master. Like people that have been
Mm,
doing that for 20, 30 years, like still aren't mastered with those skills. I've been only doing it for like 3 years, which is a lot in this make money online space, but realistically, I've been doing it for like 3, 4 years or so. And I still have a list of things that I could or should be doing better. So
mhm.
for
Yeah.
you, you're in a position right now, you finally landed a good role and a good offer. What things do you think that you need to pick up or improve on in your appointment setting skills so that you can actually make more money?
Mm, yeah, very good question. I think like it's a good question because when I first came in doing setting, I wouldn't say I had an ego, but I thought I knew a lot more than I did because I did it for a
Hmm.
while. I'm the setting guy. And then when I come in, like I realized, oh my gosh, there's so much more to learn.
Yeah.
Like like I talked about earlier, taking your time with the conversations, adding more. I wasn't always like that. I used to be the setter where I'd go for the call like as soon as I could.
Yeah.
But now it's taking more time. That's something I really learned recently. And I think for me to make more money, I think probably doing better objection handling with leads who didn't close on the call. Of course, there's always something to improve on. I think for me personally, that's something that I can definitely improve on. Just objection handling with leads and DMs who didn't maybe close in the first call. I guess it's because like with the offer I work on, since the business owners in the big personal brands,
Yeah.
I have the power to actually do that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
like some random like 1K follower guy that nobody knows. Like it's more
Yeah.
like, so do you know what I mean? Like I'm trying to say. So I think definitely objection handling is something that I can do. But like you said, there's always like things to learn, and I'm always learning anyway. So there's always going to be like things to improve on and get better at.
Yeah. And kind of going off of that as well, you had like briefly alluded to this, but I think that appointment setting is like a great way to make money online. It's a great way for a beginner to like get their foot into the door. But I don't think it's something that you want to like have your entire career be. Like you don't want to be
Mm.
doing appointment setting for the next 20 years, unless you do. But I personally don't think that that should be the case. Um, dude, what's like the long-term vision for you? Like, do you eventually want to do closing? Do you eventually want to like help the business with other parts? Do you eventually want to go back to running your own business once you have your skills dialed in? What do you kind of see
Mm.
there?
That's a good question. Like I've done closing as well for myself. I haven't done it in a long time now, but I was thinking I could come back, but I think really what my own personal vision is really being like an appointment setting master in terms of like I can come into an info product business and really help with that whole department for that business. That whole like I think
Like
I'd
almost
love
like
to
build
like
out their sales team and stuff?
exactly build out like definitely like building out and managing a world class setter team. I can definitely do closing like but not yet. I just feel like for myself I need to really get better at skill first. But
Sure.
at the minute I really want to for me my vision is just coming to a business and helping them with the whole setting part of the business, the whole sales process. Like how do you have a client go from or a lead from where they are to actually becoming a student of the business owner? That whole sales process of an info
So
business.
like
I've
consulting, would you also do like placement or
Yeah, I mean, I could, but I think it's honestly it's still in the works. I'm just kind of like, I guess you could say I'm in the thinking. I'm just planning
Yeah,
kind of
yeah,
what.
yeah. No, I get it.
But what? Yeah, but I know for myself what I love because I really enjoy sales. I'm good at it. I like it. I think partnering with like an info product business that sells an e-com offer, Amazon offer, whatever, and just coming in and helping them fix their sales process, help them make more money,
Yeah,
and then like taking a percentage from the sales I make. Because be like you
sure.
said, being a setter or a closer, like I mean, like like if you want to do it for the next 20 years, you can, but like I think there's more potential. So really with me, my goal is like get really good at setting, become the best appointment setter I can possibly be very good at it. And then I could actually like come into other businesses and help them fix their own setting and sales process to help them make more money. So I'm basically leveraging the skills I have in a much more efficient way compared to just type on your phone all day, where you're not
Yeah.
making as much money, but there's just essentially like with the skill of sales and setting and closing or whatever, there's like more places you can take it. Do you know what I mean?
Well,
So
yeah, I mean, like, I mean, it's kind of like common sense. If you like first learn a skill and you're good at a skill, that's like level one. But when you can actually teach that skill to other people, that's when you have like true mastery over that
yeah,
skill. So,
yeah.
100%. And just like one more question from my side, and then if you want to like add in anything or ask me anything or whatever, we can do that. But um a large majority of my audience are people that are either just like first getting into making money online. They see appointment setting, they see remote sales, and they're like, okay, this is nice. Or they've actually tried other business models like trash drop shipping and some of the other stuff that's out there. Um,
Yeah.
from your perspective now, doing appointment setting a couple times, running your own business a couple times, trying other business models, you've built up a good amount of experience at this point.
Mhm.
What advice would you give to somebody that is just like completely lost right now in starting their journey? They want to get to 10K a month. They want to get to 5K a month. They don't want to go to corporate jobs or go to college. What would you
Mm,
say to that person?
mm. Yeah, good question. I think I'm not gonna be. I'm not. It may sound biased, but I think for me personally, I would recommend doing appointment setting and getting into sales because it's a better way because I'm like obviously on social media, everybody flashes, this business, that business, all the
Yeah.
marketers are basically just pushing their own business model. And if you've never done any sort of online business, you've never done it before, save yourself the headache of trying to run a drop shipping store or e-com or whatever. And honestly, get into setting, learn sales because that skill of sales can just like you can bring that over to another business. So if you did want to have an e-com store in the future, for example, you need to know how to sell your products and how to do all that stuff. So learning sales is the very fundamental. I think the best skill to learn is sales, in my opinion. But like with setting,
Yeah.
info product businesses who do have e-com offers and Amazon offers, like I mentioned, they need setters in their DMs. And I think that's, in my opinion, a much better way to get to 4, 5, 6, even 7K a month, depends on the offer, but that is possible. In my opinion, that's the best way to do that if you're a complete beginner. And then eventually, once you have more skills, you can climb the ladder, whether it be a closer, make more money like that, or even potentially start your own business. But
Yeah.
I personally wouldn't start a business. I wouldn't do that because, like I said, it's just you need skills. And I think it's better to do setting, learn the industry, and go down that path. And once you make some money, once you get more skills, you can do what you like.
Yeah, absolutely. And just like one final question. I know I said last one was
No,
going
it's
to
okay.
be last,
All
but
good.
um I want your unbiased perspective on this because I'm sure that you were like this too when you first got into making money online, like 2020, 2021 kind of time frame.
Mhm.
Like I'm sure you saw the people who were selling like coaching programs, courses, and maybe you thought that they were all just like scammers, just like I did when I first got started.
Yeah.
Um, how much of an impact has working with coaches and investing in yourself and investing into mentorship had for you on your journey at this point?
Mm. Oh yeah, no, like I think a lot of people will say, I don't want to invest in mentor, I'll do it myself. Oh, it's a
Yeah.
scam, it's this and that. But like honestly, like you really are going to sacrifice your time. I know, like, if you've never invested any money before, it can be scary. Of course, you're investing money into somebody. I think if you're to invest in a mentor, of course, there is a lot of BS out there. So I would
100%.
honestly do your research. If you, for example, look into sales or e-com, whatever you want to do, look into people you actually like, watch their videos, do research on somebody that you actually feel like you can trust and you like, and honestly work with them. If it makes sense, work with them because you're going to save yourself so much time. Because if you do everything by yourself, it's going to take you months, maybe even years longer compared to if you actually work with, like, for example, it might take you, if you work with a mentor, you might get results, really good results in 3 months. That if you did it on your own, it might take you a year or something like
Yeah.
that. If that makes sense, because you have somebody who knows exactly what they're doing that you want to do, they can just tell you what to do. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like imagine you wanted to grow a YouTube channel and Mr. Beast was your mentor. You're perfect. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you have somebody there who knows exactly what to do. It's the same idea, like just working with somebody who knows what to do and is in a position where you'd like to be in. It's a no brainer. If you like want to get results, there's no. I think make money online like overnight or get results fast isn't a thing. I think don't focus on making results fast. But if you want to see results sooner and just get better faster, work with
Yeah.
somebody.
100%. And there's like the age old saying that time is money. I actually disagree. I think time is more valuable than money. And that's
Oh,
kind of
100%.
what you're paying for with mentorship is you're paying for
Yeah.
like what could happen if you tried on your own of it taking like much longer. So
Hmm. Yeah, definitely. Because I like at the end of the day, like what's for your own like sanity, like is your time like I think your time is more valuable. So I think it's better to just spend your time working with a mentor, for example, being with a coach in order to get results way sooner compared to just being by yourself and trying to figure out everything. Because it's just a big headache and it's more pain at the end of the day.
yeah. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for jumping on.
No worries, man.
All right, guys. Hopefully, you guys did enjoy that interview with Ben. Ben, thank you so much for jumping on the channel and providing some insight to the audience. But without further ado, if you guys are looking for one-on-one help and one-on-one mentorship, and you realize that the path of trying to figure it all out on your own isn't really worth it, it's not really conductive for what's actually important in this life, which is time. Time is actually far more important than money. If you guys have seen some of my content and based on, that and my principles, if you think you'd be a good fit to work with me and you want to work with me in one-on-one mentorship, I walk my students through the entire process of getting started in appointment setting. So I work with beginners who are looking to make money online, and I teach them how to do something similar to what Ben is doing now, where he's making 5K per month as an appointment setter, and then I show you how to advance your skill and yourself even further beyond that. So if you're interested in learning about that, you can book a call using the link in the description. But other than that, you guys take care and have a fantastic rest of your day.